Sound money. Sound money. There we go.
Right. Guys, we got a special show today. You know, we do, to teach Bitcoin, I go hodl, save, and hodl is, of course, we want to hodl, and then we save, and that is you reward yourself. And then the last thing we do is build up. Well, the cool thing we have today is we have a young entrepreneur who just built something on Bitcoin, and it's also will help you out on your hodl. So, I mean, it's kind of two things at once. And he's a young entrepreneur. Anytime I see something like this, I want to promote it because this is what Bitcoin's about. This is what's going to get, you know, the young people that, hey, you know what? I want to work and build a fortune. And this is the way you do it. This is how you put yourself on the Bitcoin standard. And if you've read my article, kind of my flagship article, is, you know, how you get the same results as a professional trader without taking the inherent risk. And I pointed out the advantages of dollar cost averaging. And if you a dollar cost average just $500 a month since the peak in 2015, you'd have almost $1 million. If you did $1,000 a month, it'd be well over $1 million. So that's the power of dollar cost averaging. So Jan, introduce yourself a little bit, and then we're going to hand the screen share over to you and demonstrate to everybody in the world out there just what you're offering. And my understanding is at least you have a free version, and you just explain what you got, because I really don't know. I was very impressed by it, and you take over.
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me. So yeah, so I'm from Poland. I'm a UX designer, Bitcoiner, builder, let's say. I like to build stuff. I had a short break, but I guess my service is like coming back. And what it does, it's a dollar cost averaging bot. You can connect it to the exchange account via API, and it does dollar cost averaging for you.
Excellent. That's the beautiful thing about this industry, is that things can be quite simple once you build on top of Bitcoin, right? Like there's like the heavy lifting that had to go into building Bitcoin is done already. So now you can start doing this kind of stuff.
Right. Now
you make it sound super simple. I'm sure it's more complicated than that, but yeah.
To be honest, I wanted to start like selling Bitcoin directly, but then you deal with a lot of regulations, especially in the European Union. I'm not sure how is it in the US, but in Europe, it got really crazy right now. So
you got to be a multi-millionaire. You got to be very well financed to do that. And,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you need to, like a year ago, it was much simpler. In Estonia, the license costed only like 2,000 euro or something. Right now, it's much more, and you need to hire an AML officer, like full time, and other stuff. So yeah, maybe in the future.
That's great. So how does this ball work? How does you create an account and then what?
Yeah, I can share you. I can share a screen.
You should have screen share there.
Yeah. So let's do this. And the best will be probably sharing my desktop. Which one? This one? Yes. Okay.
Yeah, dollar cost averaging is a very powerful way to get into
my screen.
Not yet. Sure. Nothing yet.
Oh, okay, I need to allow. Okay, sorry. I need to open system preferences and allow Zoom to.
Yeah, we'll be hopefully talking. Maybe we can talk a little bit about why Bitcoin dollar cost averaging is a thing.
You know, they I have to quit Zoom to make it work. Sorry, it's a new laptop, and I didn't give you know, permissions to Zoom, so I'm not sure.
All right, well, you can come back in. We'll talk about why dollar cost averaging works.
Can we do this?
Get back up.
Okay.
So you should be able to do it, but yeah. Okay.
Well, guys, the reason that dollar cost averaging works is, first of all, you have to be fundamentally correct in a market.
Oh,
Bitcoin just
tilted a little bit. Yeah,
so
back up.
Yeah, it works. you have to be fundamentally correct in the market now, and that's what we teach. Bitcoin fundamentals. Probably who's taught me the most about fundamentals is Tone Vays. In fact, he just wrote an article that's excellent.
Fantastic
it goes
article.
Into why only Bitcoin has a chance.
I'll share it in the comments.
Yeah, it is decentralized. But basically, the reason it works is because by dollar cost averaging, you're actually going to be buying lower prices than at higher prices. Right. And so what that means is that's so long as you're buying a fixed dollar amount, on a specific time frame. What's kind of cool about what Jan has done, you can buy it, I think, hourly or daily or weekly or monthly. The example I use is just a monthly purchase because it kind of makes it simple. But you can kind of put it on steroids and do different strategies and still follow the same basic dollar cost averaging strategy. Some people do
so when you do this, by yourself, monthly is enough of trouble, but when it's automated, why not to do this like hourly? Why not? It doesn't matter. So you can make it very smooth.
I mean, I think people did a hyper dollar cost average. They double down when it's below the Mayer multiple. Or
that's cool. Yeah, Mayer multiples be pretty effective.
Yeah,
the whole time.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like some of those ideas, it sounds good, but when you test it, like I don't know. Like for example, I thought about dollar cost averaging using RSI, for example, or something, but it doesn't really work better. Like sometimes it does, sometimes not. So it's usually like there is no free money. Sometimes like when you test it back, it looks good, but then there is a different phase on the market and it doesn't work anymore like that. So I guess this is the point with dollar cost averaging, that you don't really make a bet how things will look, and you can start anytime, and it will always give this good, like sensible, it's like a statistically sensible approach, but it's not making some bets, not like trying to predict what
it's easy to implement. It's not technically, like, you don't have to be a technical analyst, you don't have to really know anything about trading, and yet you're likely to end up with a very good position, or like a reasonably good position.
It's not the only automated strategy. It's like there are more of them, like portfolios where you can rebalance them once a year or something, and they have the common denominator that basically you never do like big bets. You're always like following some simple rules, and you are making rather small bets, like small adjustments, or buying like regularly, like with dollar cost averaging. And you are getting this statistically, you are statistically in a good position, but without trying to predict the future.
Yeah, it's great. Ugly actually wrote an article about dollar cost averaging. I think it's his most successful article. I'm going to steal the screen share for a second, and then I'll give it back to you.
Yeah, it's the lead article on our website at Ugly Old Goat. It's just kind of one of the first articles I wrote. It kind of launched me because people didn't realize just how effective it was. And if you look at it, if you just invested $500 a month, beginning at the January peak in 2014, scroll down and we'll look at the result. You've got all the way down, and as of this last month, 9/16, actually it should be 9/15, but we'll have to change that date. That's actually the 9/15 date. But with an investment of $45,000, you now have more than 10x. You have a return of $564,000.
That's
so basically, put in if you're drawing Social Security and getting $1,000 a month, and you've done it since the 2015 high, you have taken care of your retirement.
Wow.
So
starting one.
And then we go down one, and we go from the last peak. So it still works. Like if we go from the 2017 peak, with a total investment of 17,000, you have an unrealized gain of of almost $10,000. So that's why it works. It's because fundamentally, Bitcoin is sound money, and it's just an amazing and simple way to do it. If you traded and lost money in Bitcoin, we don't recommend you trade until you have a hodl. If you
Yeah.
have a hodl, then you never trade more than about 5% of that. And you should learn to manage it. That's what money management is about. I really don't teach trading. I teach money management more than anything.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
But now, can you buy this? How does this app work? Does it work on any exchange, or are you limited to certain exchanges? I know Kraken comes up on it.
Let me share the screen now.
Yeah.
It should be possible.
Right.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Can other people see my screen?
Yes.
Great. So basically, yeah, you start here. You can create an account. You can you probably will have to do some captcha because we had a spam registration attack a few days ago. So I had to add this. So it's annoying. Sometimes I cannot pass the human test. So
right.
yeah, but basically this is how it looks when it's one of my test accounts. So this is how it looks when it's already working. Like you see one bot already working. It's in profit, of course, because Bitcoin is always going up. And this is another one just running right now. But when you start, you will basically see this. And right now there are 3 exchanges. I plan to add more, but I just want to test everything well with those, and we'll see how it will go. Basically, this one is just. I know that probably people don't know BitBuy, but it's popular in Europe. I'm from Poland, so it's the one allowing to buy with Polish currency. But basically, besides that, you have Binance and Kraken. I prefer Kraken. So
you kind of have to have an established account already for it to work.
Yes. You need an account. Yeah, that's a trade-off. But at the same time, like we have, I think right now, like 50 millions of cryptocurrency exchange accounts all over that. So there's a lot of, what do you think? How much of those traders are profitable?
About
Probably
5%.
we can save a lot of people. Just based on
5%.
those already having an account, Yeah, so basically you can pick an exchange, and then you have a short instruction how to get your API keys. And after that, like this is not set up yet, but after that, you will basically see this, a simple form. You just set your schedule, buy BTC, like one USD, maybe USDT, because I think on this account I have this per hour, and you press start, and it's already working. Just did the first purchase. What's interesting is that exchanges do not allow so small purchases. So what it does, it just buy the smallest allowest amount, and mimic the schedule with those orders. Like for example, right now it's around $10, so the next order will be in 10 hours, because on average it will be $1 per hour.
What is the minute? What do they allow you? The minimum purchase on Kraken? You know?
So on Kraken it's that it's like 1 milli Bitcoin, basically 1,000 of a Bitcoin.
Okay.
And it's doing a market buy order, is that right?
Right now it's a market buy, yes, but I'm already like, can I do this here? Probably like this. Yeah, I'm working on limit order buy, and what it will allow is that you will be able to set price, for example, like 1 or 2% below the current price, and benefit from volatility, like getting premium from
fees.
So it will be like dollar cost averaging on steroids a bit, because you'll be able to like do dollar cost averaging plus this premium from volatility. Like I will.
And they can really pay if they have a maker
market maker.
Yeah, market maker reduction, or sometimes a payout like on Bitcoin.
Yeah, there are better fees.
It can mount up. So that's a good feature.
Yeah, if exactly. That would be the more advanced sort of feature that'd be interesting to us is being able to place the orders in, and I mean some way, like because then you get paid to do it, and it's just like you're stacking even more sets.
So
Yeah,
now,
like you mean like on like on BitMEX where you have
Yeah, in
you
BitMEX you
pay.
get paid to place orders
Yeah,
that get
I know.
executed. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought about this. I didn't want to talk about this because it's basically on BitMEX it's more advanced because you need to have Bitcoins first. So it's
Right.
not like typical Dorothea averaging, but it does make sense, I guess. Yeah, you are getting then you are getting both like this funding and
Yeah.
yeah,
well,
you can
that'd be
make a
kind of
short.
Yeah.
it would be interesting because you could
It
kind
would
of
be.
create your own bot, particularly if you want to scale in or scale out of the markets.
Yeah.
It might be interesting to put that on BitMEX and
Yeah.
see how it works because it would be I would certainly try it.
Exactly. That's the plan. Actually, that's the plan.
Okay. What is the cost of this anyway? I know you kind of have a free beta version, and then if you
Yeah, there
want,
is like a annual limit on a free version, but you can you can start free. And right now, I guess it's right now the price is like $50 a year, or you can buy like a hodler 4-year plan, like like for the whole halving cycle. I guess it's 150 or something, but there are discount codes always available on my Telegram channel and so on.
all
Like
right, well, good. Yeah,
actually,
you need to have it a renewal thing to be a long-term business. So that's
yeah, it does make sense.
set up the smart way.
Mhm.
Now I notice you have a referral program. Is that active now?
Yeah,
Is that ready to go?
yeah, like
Nice.
anybody having a paid account can participate, can generate. Right now
That's
it's
great.
set up. This one is set up, but basically you can set it by yourself. I needed to limit that to like basically paid accounts because in other case users would be sabotaging the program because you could always create a better discount code for yourself. So it's
Right.
limited for paid accounts, but
Gotcha.
anybody can do
Well,
this.
guys, I have not
Right.
set up a referral
Great.
account, but that's okay because I want to give John here a boost for his efforts.
Mhm.
So we'll just
Yeah.
put his referral.
I can put one
program.
in the comments if you want,
Yeah.
or I can
It's a,
tell you.
you know
It's fine.
what?
We'll
I just
promote
want to
it.
promote you.
Yeah.
I don't need. I'm
Yeah.
doing fine. I don't need that. It'd be kind of fun to see how it goes. It looks
Yeah.
like, and I need to really test it out.
Yeah,
too.
we'll play with it. We'll definitely play with it.
To
But
be
yeah,
honest, I
check it out.
built
You get the
this.
link below.
Yeah, to be honest, I built this for myself and family first. Like I don't know about you, but as somebody staying in the space for such a long time, I've got a lot of those questions, like very interesting questions, like should I invest in Bitcoin? Should I invest now? Is it too late? Do you think it will go up? And very
So when you
interesting
buy
questions.
Bitcoin, you buy yesterday, today, and tomorrow. That's how you.
Yes,
That's the
and the
answer.
answer is always the same, dollar cost averaging. But at the same time, it demands discipline. So it's good.
It does.
It's a perfect topic for automation. Like
Well, I
it
love it.
does
I
make sense.
noticed. I haven't. Sometime I'd like to get those people from the Swan Exchange because they've actually built an exchange now
Yeah,
that
it's good. It's
that
good.
they have implemented for small purchases. Now you're going to pay a little higher premium commission rate because there's a cost of doing business there. But these are the things that are going to take us to the next level, guys. This is how you put
I think
yourself.
so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
is how you
very
put
cool.
yourself on the Bitcoin standard. And
Yeah.
this is so easy. I mean, we're going to get on this thing and
Yeah, I'm gonna play with it.
yeah, because I
like it.
definitely, when I saw it, I said, you know what, this guy's got a really cool app that
Mhm.
anybody can use. I mean, if you don't, this
Thank
is
you.
for the very beginning traders.
Mhm.
And I have two guys here that want to start a Spanish. They don't know
Yeah,
little
yeah.
about Bitcoin.
Actually,
but they
you're
want,
right. That would be great for
yeah,
them.
that'd be
Yeah.
great for them to get into something like this.
Yeah, if you can connect it to Bitso,
That would be
which is
yeah, that's the Latin America exchange, or it's in
it's
Mexico.
it's yeah,
Everybody in Latin America trades on.
Oh, so
pretty much.
it's an exchange.
It's an
Why
exchange.
not?
It's a Mexican exchange. They're based out of, I think legally they're based out of Switzerland. So you shouldn't have too much trouble. I don't know how the logistics of it, but yeah, Bitso is the biggest Latin American exchange.
Gibraltar,
Oh,
Gibraltar
it's
now?
it's
Okay, they're
interesting.
hopping around.
but they're located in Mexico. So
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's their market is in Latin America. Yeah.
I would expect it's Binance or something.
No, it's Bitso.
no,
Bitso's
it's
crushing
Bitso,
it.
yeah,
That's
Yeah, there's a
very
couple of other ones too. There's another one that's pretty good in Mexico that that's a little smaller. Um Yeah, that would be huge for Latin Americans because I mean that's the reality. Like right now, a lot of this stuff is very technical. There's a big sort of barrier to entry, a learning curve. Really, it's just a learning curve. And this kind of thing is perfect for letting people get in.
Well,
Yeah.
I think that referral
I'm a
code
UX
is
designer, so you know, I guess what I can bring to the table is some better UI, a bit more friendly. I
it,
know that using API keys is not very user friendly, but
Yeah,
I try to make it as smooth as possible.
well,
yeah,
we all need to learn that. I don't know how to do it. I hire people to do that stuff for me, but
mm,
I think it's not. I know it's not that hard. It's something
yeah,
you can teach yourself to do, and
yeah.
you know what? If you're 20 years old and just starting out, you better learn to do it.
It'll probably get easier over time too.
You better do.
Um, about the API key. So people in Bitcoin are very paranoid and for good reason. How does this work? What kind of is there, I know there's different tiers of API keys depending on the exchange, but not always. So maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so first of all, different exchanges allow you to limit permissions for those keys differently. So each one does it differently, but basically on some exchanges, for example, you can limit permission only to buy and sell, but not do other stuff.
Hmm.
So it depends on exchange. I don't remember now which one allows what, but basically it's
Yeah,
in the description how to limit that to
yeah.
the
I
minimum.
know Kraken has like they got a very rich sort of set for
Yeah.
this.
So,
Like if you can
but the
have
thing
like
is,
sometimes it'll even ask you for a 2FA
yeah,
code if you want to buy and stuff, or you can even take that off, but you got to do 2FA plus password to withdraw. The key thing would be like the withdraw aspect of it.
the
Um,
perfect would be if it could be possible to limit that to some particular currency, like for
yeah,
example to Bitcoin, because
yeah,
I think the biggest risk is that you could, for example, buy some low liquidity token and do some
yeah,
speculation on that. Like,
yeah,
so that could be probably the attack
yeah, yeah,
angle. You could
yeah.
you
Go
could
go pump
buy.
VSV or something.
Yeah, something like this.
That's for
Right
Viv.
now, right now, my service is definitely not on that level when it comes to
Hmm.
volume to
Sure,
do something like this. So I guess
sure.
the incentives are very low
Yeah, yeah,
for anybody, including me. But at the
yeah,
same
yeah,
time, I'm not like some anonymous person. I'm registered in, in Europe. I'm a
yeah,
public
yeah,
person. You can easily find me on I don't know, like LinkedIn and so on.
yeah.
So I cannot do what some
Yeah, I
scammers
mean,
from
trust
China
trust
can.
minimized and risk minimized is a great way to grow and scale. And I'm sure you'll as you grow, you'll be able to deploy it better and improve it and make it
Yeah, sure,
polish it
absolutely.
more.
Including
Mhm.
selling Bitcoin directly without doing that via exchange. Right now, at this scale, I believe it's safe. Like I can recommend it
Yeah,
to my
yeah,
friends because basically you are doing you are taking money out from the exchange from time to time anyway. So the
yeah,
risk is limited on many
yeah.
levels, and yeah,
Well, it's
it's
very
really
cool.
not possible to do much with those keys anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and so you basically you do have to keep a balance on the exchange, and then you can program it to automatically make that purchase for you. That so I understand it.
Yeah, I think that's the way it works. Yeah, so you would, I mean, how does that? I guess with Kraken, you have to deposit cash. There might be possible to do like to have it pull money like debit your bank account at this point because Kraken is like a crypto bank now. But it's probably like up until recently it was probably like you got to deposit let's say $5,000 and it'll stay in fiat and then slowly chip away at it basically.
It's not possible because it demands another permissions for keys.
Right.
Yeah,
Basically, you
and
can only buy and
anytime
sell.
your fees are going to
Gotcha.
go way up
Yeah.
every time you do an ACH.
Right.
It's not free. It's
Yeah.
not expensive, but that's why I know that this new exchange Swan allows people to make very small purchases,
Hmm.
but there is
There's
the
a markup,
and
yeah.
the spread is much higher than if you're buying, a larger amount. So.
Right.
But I'm interested in this Latin America topic. Like, is it dollar cost averaging popular there? Because it's like a big meme in crypto space.
Yeah.
Not only in Bitcoin right now. It's like
among
I think,
Bitcoiners, yeah, I think among Bitcoiners it is, but I don't know what the penetration of this industry is in Latin America. I mean, I think I'm just
Well, the biggest difficulty
yeah.
has always been, first of all, in educating.
Yeah.
You have to teach people Bitcoin only.
Yeah.
And then after that, you teach them the principle of dollar cost averaging.
Yeah.
And if you look, for example, we just did a side by side from the last peak to the present with Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin. Well, you're actually better off holding fiat dollars than dollar cost averaging Bitcoin Cash, where you gain, you've doubled your money by dollar, and that's with the worst timing. And so it's not going to work in anything except what's fundamentally sound. Now, believe it or not, it has worked in Ethereum, because Ethereum had these great big swings up and down, and now it's come back up. And actually, I don't know if it's for 1 month, Ethereum outperformed Bitcoin since the last peak. But
I'm getting those questions all the time. The people ask me to add, Cardano and.
Yeah, no, you should be real tight with that. You should be like Bitcoin only, maybe Ethereum, and then just that's it. You maybe like back test the coin is like, it doesn't have 10 years of history. No, okay, sorry.
Well, I'm short Bitcoin.
That's an interesting topic, because the first video I remember with
Ethereum.
you was about Dash, and I wonder what you think about Dash right now.
Proof of back test. You got to do a proof of back test of at least 6 years. Yeah,
I think
no,
Dash,
I think
Dash
the tighter you are, the better you'll do with that. Sorry, go ahead.
The first video with you I've seen was about Dash from Acapulco.
Oh my!
Yeah,
oh wow!
It's like one of my most popular videos. Yeah, it literally, I've made 140 videos, and most of them are under like 5,000 views, but that video got 30,000 views.
It's a good one. It's a good.
It was a great speech. I'm still proud of it. I mean, I don't believe some variety of the things that I said in it at the time. Now, that was before the sort of big blocker or sort of war, and then at the other side of that, it's like, oh, okay, big block scaling doesn't really work.
But I remember you said something like the Dash is like a living organism, or something. It's a cybernetic
organism, and Bitcoin is one as well. I believe it's the whole decentralized autonomous organization. It's an animal of its own. It eats energy and produces. It produces sort of, it grows in security, grows in network size and in usage, and it consumes electricity, and then the fruit is wealth. The fruit is store of value, right?
Is it proof of work or proof
Dash is proof of work. It's arguably both. It's arguably both proof of work and proof of stake. I think eventually they forked to a full proof of stake, and then they just went to shit, right? I don't know what the price is, right? So I think they might actually be.
Oh, really? They're not proof of work anymore?
I believe I remember seeing an article about that, but I haven't looked into it in ages.
I'm so out of.
I know.
Yeah, like I cannot follow the space anymore. It's too much.
Yeah. That's good. That's proof of maturity.
Yeah, when you stop following those shit coins, you've grown up.
You've grown up.
So I had my Dash days too, guys. So.
Yeah, we've all been shitcoiners here.
So
we have a Bitcoin meetup in Tallinn, and the last one was this week. And I met a guy knowing a lot about DeFi, and I asked him like, how much time do you spend to just follow the space? And he told me something like, oh, so I wake up and I read like for 3 hours doing my homework, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, doesn't
I
make
remember
sense.
when I started. Oh, totally. Like when I started, I would go to McDonald's every day and sit there and just read for 4 hours every day, basically just read. And I was writing, I was a journalist at times. So I was writing articles and then just reading. Yeah.
So I have a question on your affiliate code now. Is that paid in Bitcoin or how? And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
great.
Right on.
See, I'm so glad
That's
you're
great.
doing that because the
The
more and
best,
more.
you know, because the best way to dollar cost averaging is to earn money in Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the way. That's
Totally.
why I started the affiliate code on our system, so people can earn a little bit on the things. And you know that's what we just have to have more of. And I'm glad you put that in there. So
good stuff.
that's where the future is.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is very exciting. This is it's a good example of sort of I guess fintech, or what might be the analog of private banking in crypto. Because this is the equivalent of a Bitcoin savings account. You're kind of like, you're starting to, you know, like you're actually going to get a return on this. Statistically speaking, you're likely to get a return on this, which is something that is very rare in the banking sector today.
And I want to encourage
great.
just anybody that's listening to support this guy, support Jan, because this is the kind of stuff that, you know, we really need to be promoting. And this is something that, and it's a perfect vehicle. And I'm so glad that you met that demand. I mean, I'm glad that Swan did what they did, but I think this even has bigger potential because you can kind of program. And it's just $50 a year, basically, right? That's basically what you're charging right now.
Yeah.
So, man,
that's cool.
You can't beat that. Sign up and support this guy, and let's take this to the next level.
Yeah.
We've done the same thing. We have a thing we call the equity app, where we do a sequential on your personal equity.
Yeah, we could look at the markets and show them to
Victor Villicana developed that. And he's really taken a long way.
Yeah.
And I found it very useful because that's how I trade. I you know, where you put stops in, where you do your entries. There's no magic points. You want to be trading your equity rather than the charts. And it's kind of a hard concept to learn, but once you get it, then.
Yeah, we're gonna load it up, and we'll show you we'll show you kind of what it looks like. And the model that he's using is pretty smart. Basically, you do a one-time fee to buy the software itself, and then you pay a subscription to keep getting the updates over time. And so even though you're giving people the software, they're still have an incentive to pay you
and
sort of
we're giving it away
fee.
Free if you become an ugly old goat subscriber. Now, most of my content is free, but if you decide to get my private, we have a Telegram group where I really do hands-on teaching.
Yeah.
And if you join that, you get the equity app in my entire trading history from February of 2000 and what is it? 18. Yeah, 18. Yeah. Where I started with 2 Bitcoin and ran it into 30 Bitcoin at the end of the year. That was 2000. Oh, that was 2019. Yeah, we started 2019. 18, I actually, at the end of that year, I took 2 and ran it to 30. And then this year, I started with a little over half a Bitcoin, and I've taken out 29 so far. And it kind of shows up on the equity app because people don't get it. They think I'm doing something magic and I have magic points and magic places to put my stops, and it's got nothing to do with that. What it really does, it matters is, you know, you work the market, you limit your risk. I get stopped out not because of the market hit some magic point, but because my equity dropped to the point, you know, I'm not gonna. That's it. That's where I'm not gonna. And then but check the newsletter out. We are offering that free. If you subscribe to the newsletter, you get the equity app, and but the newsletter
amazing,
guys.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Let's have a look at the market, and then we'll show them the equity app. I just got bogged down a little bit here,
I might have to probably use my code if you look at the bet.
No, I got it.
Account.
Oh, you want to do the BitMEX?
Yeah, probably, because that's where my position. That's what I trade on the trading group, guys.
Right. All right. Just give us a minute here.
We should have been better prepared for this, but it's early on a Sunday morning here. All right, let's see.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with the equity app right now. I think we got an outdated version.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we're up to date on that.
All right, so we'll just do. Sorry, we'll have to show it to you some other time. But we'll do BitMEX and go through the market. Go from there. Yeah, the equity app basically charts your personal equity. So instead of looking at the price, which is kind of like a global metric, it's looking at your personal wealth and charting it out, and it provides some interesting insights. People are actually using it in the group. There's a lot of people using it, and they're getting value out of it.
Okay. Do you need my?
I have to check this out.
Yeah. What's that?
I have to check this out. So,
Yeah.
what should I do? Like, sign up to your newsletter, or like?
Yeah, if you want
Yeah.
to,
If you're a
the
trader.
newsletter, and you'll get one. You'll hook up with Victor. Will actually install it, for you. I'm sure you'll figure it out all by yourself. And then it right now it only works on BitMEX, so it tracks all of your. And where I find it useful, this is what I watch. People don't understand. The most important box to me is that margin box right there. Okay, and you'll see that I've got one Bitcoin in there. I actually started out with about, I think, half a Bitcoin. Actually, I started out with one. I've just been breaking even. I took a hit and
to everybody watching, this is exclusive stuff, right? Like, this is the kind of stuff that you get on a regular basis if you buy a subscription. If you subscribe to the Ugly Old Gold newsletter, there's a trading room. There's a lot of private shows that he does, and he goes over his thinking in general. And specifically, depending on the market.
Position I have on, there's very small positions right now. Basically, I'm short everything except Bitcoin. I'm short all the alts. And
there you go.
Yeah.
I don't even see a long position at all. I mean,
I don't have anything long. I'm short all the alts.
Now, this is only a small portion of his general hodl, so he's net long Bitcoin, right? But
yeah, I mean, my hodl is my hodl. And like I say, I've taken out 29 Bitcoin and started with the half. Now, whether or not I'll be able to run this Bitcoin into another 29 by the end of the year would be great.
That would be a home run.
But we'll see. The thing is you just don't want to have those big downturns.
Right.
That's, if anybody can be a successful trader in the short run, but in the long run, to be successful consistently, year after year, that's the hard thing to do. And I've consistently traded Bitcoin successfully since 1913, every year. And the only year that was ever in doubt was 2018, and that's when I started writing my newsletters, because I was just trading a lot and just breaking even. And then I started at the end of the year. I decided, well, I'll trade. That's when I decided to start the website and the newsletter. And so I started publishing my trades on Medium, I think in about October, or maybe in the summer. I started in the summer. And then in October, I caught that down move from 6,500 to 3,500, ran 2 Bitcoin into 22 Bitcoin. So basically, the original 2 Bitcoin I started with in the fall of 2018 is now 22 plus 32 is 54 plus 29 would be 83 Bitcoin. So not too bad. And most people can live off of that every year. So
yeah, definitely. And you can actually, with the equity app, you can actually map out all of Ugly's trades.
Yeah, you
like
get all of my
included.
all of my CSV files, so you can see everything that I've done.
Yeah.
And it shows not in the fall of 2018, because they closed my account because I'm a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, we
in
lost
fact,
some
I don't
data
trade
there.
at all. My wife is Mexican.
Yeah.
She trades.
Yeah.
So I can't trade on BitMEX. And
this is the Gold Lady's account.
So at any rate, so if you want to learn that, I don't recommend anybody, you don't need to subscribe, particularly if you're a small hodler. But once you get a hodl of 2 or 3, 4 Bitcoin or more, then you might want to consider a subscription, because I'll keep you from making some big mistakes.
Somebody asked sorry, go ahead.
You had a Bitcoin, but I see you trade altcoins like XRP. I've seen XRP.
He's shorting.
I'm short all that.
I'm afraid of those tokens. Like, I cannot predict. They behave like really in a crazy way sometimes.
Oh yeah, they do. They do. I take a very, very small position in them. Now, if I go into Bitcoin, I'll jump in there and take a sizable position.
Yeah.
Now, I don't really anymore because I don't need to. I was in the top 10 notation law on BitMEX in 2017, but then I decided to do this, and I really, since I'm very much more cautious because I want to make sure I'm teaching people correctly. It's so easy to get off track, and so you can't get off track as long as you manage those funds. And so that's really, I teach money management more than anything else. And I know a few little tricks to trading, and I pass those on too. But that's not what's going to. The only fatal mistake you'll make in trading is not managing your funds. Anything else you can survive.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Well, we got a couple of questions. I mean, I think it's been a good show so far. One of the questions is, Gabriel Tar asks, is it $50 or $15 per year? 15 or 50?
It's 50, but as I said, it starts free. And if you go to the Telegram group, the link is on the website. On the front page, there is I believe right now there is a discount in a pinned message, or I can do this after the show if it's not.
Sure. Yeah, we can find it. And then the other question is, what about the fees? Does his projections include the fees? I think he's talking about your projections, Chums Ugly, for profitability of dollar cost averaging. I'm guessing it doesn't include the fees.
No, the dollar cost averaging is just simply, if you had been purchasing at a certain fixed date, that we use the 15th of every month.
Right.
DCA fees.
But it's not that hard to dodge the fees. I mean,
right.
As far as like the market buy fees, you just kind of like put a limit order a little bit below and just sit there and hope you get it.
They are too small to matter.
Sometimes you miss it, but
in DCA.
Yeah. Right.
The fees are the worst, are the least of your concerns. It really are. People that are worried about that, they don't really understand what Bitcoin's all about. So,
is he talking about? I think he's talking about exchange fees, but I guess because I don't think he's talking about on-chain fees. He's talking about like the market buy fees,
right? The commissions.
Yeah, because you can do 1 or 2 withdrawals or 3 withdrawals a year. And
so those are actually pretty low.
A year, you'll be fine.
This is the reason why you may want to buy on an exchange, because commission is pretty low.
Right.
I think it's less than 0.5%.
Yeah.
Most exchanges probably except Coinbase.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be interesting if you. I guess we'd be curious if you explore BitMEX, because one of the things that I was trying to do, and something else came up and I couldn't do it, but I wanted to like drop in some Bitcoin to BitMEX and then wait for the dip, for example, that we just got, and then just buy in at a leverage position. So I wanted to buy in 2 or 3x leverage and then just get another, and then just carry
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so you mean you want to dollar cost averaging on a leverage instrument? Yes, exactly.
That's the next level, right?
Yes,
if you manage your risk properly, you should be fine there.
So basically, like Delta Badger right now is just dollar cost averaging, but I have plans to just build from that and do just all those things you can do basically using API keys, like for example, but not trading bots, but all those money management and useful tools, like for example, opening positions after meeting some particular conditions. I don't know if you are aware, but basically you can use webhooks to convert any trading view signal into a trade. So that would be interesting. So so there are many possibilities. I guess dollar cost averaging, it depends. Like when it comes to opening position like this, I wonder if it would be a good idea to do a dollar cost
I'd be
averaging.
curious, right? Like what kind of projections you might get if you or back tests you might get if you do like 2x leverage
Yeah.
dollar cost averaging over
The
a certain period of
interesting
time,
part
right?
is that you can do, as you said, you can, for example, transfer Bitcoin to BitMEX, make a short, and then you are profiting from funding fees, and then open like do like a dollar cost averaging with limit orders and like get premium from like premium from the rebate from being a market maker and so on. So it's like that would be interesting because it's like on top
Get
of
paid
dollar
to
cost
trade.
averaging, you are getting both like this market maker rebate and the funding fees and then the premium from volatility. So that's cool, I think.
Arbitrage is where it's at. So, and
Totally.
yeah, in fact, we're at a big advantage here where we live because we're right on the border of Mexico and the United States, and in Mexico, Bitcoin tends to go for a premium. I'd say it averages $500 or more on average at a premium.
Really?
Now, not everywhere in Mexico. It's just at the border because you have the best exchange rate here. So, but it does generally go for a premium. So, you know, when I pay people in Bitcoin, I almost have to always insist, well, I pay you on what it's worth in Mexico and not what it's worth on the world market because Bitcoin's
So
worth.
how can you buy Bitcoin in Mexico? Like, what's the
through
best way?
through the exchange, but it is higher.
Yeah, the
So
way
it's
that
a
you
better
would
place
do it
to be
is
selling than it is to buy. If you can buy your Bitcoin elsewhere and sell it down here, you can pick up a nice.
Do you have a name for a premium? Like I remember that when Bitcoin was more expensive in Korea, it was a kimchi premium.
no.
Do you have
No,
a
taco
like,
premium?
we don't have a name. I
taco
guess.
premium?
name it.
Yeah, it's like
enchilada premium.
Yeah,
I don't know.
enchilada premium.
enchilada premium.
A burrito premium.
So were you able to
Burrito premium? Yes,
were you able to
exactly.
take advantage of that premium, or did you have to? I mean, one of the difficulties here is you have to be a Mexican resident or citizen, you know, to take advantage of the spread. You just can't come down from here.
Yes,
you know.
exactly. It was the same about Korea.
Right.
It was, I think it was like even 1,000 of a difference sometimes, but it was impossible to benefit from this.
It's been 1,000 to 3,000 difference in Mexico.
Wow.
It's just incredible sometimes how large a premium it can be.
Yeah.
So it makes it much easier to.
Yeah. That friction between countries, I guess, is what creates that.
It's the on and off ramps is where where the premiums are because that's where the governments are all regulated.
Yeah.
That's where they all interfere with the marketplace. And so that's what we're constantly trying to fix as arbitrators. I mean, the same thing I know happens in Africa. Was it Paxco or something that they sell with a lot of individuals in Africa and the premiums are huge.
Yeah, it's like the local Bitcoins market.
But they actually help bring it down because without it, it was even bigger.
Oh yeah, huge. I mean, in Colombia, the spread is ridiculous. Like every time, it's like it'll be 7% over the price, and then the price is like it'll be like a 6-7% fee, and then the price will be up over a few percentage points, right? So,
okay. Yes.
I don't think I've done the math, but it's
I'm constantly amazed in how many currencies Bitcoin is already all-time high. High, like I'm not sure about Colombia, but
that's right.
I've checked. Yeah,
that's wild. That's interesting. Yeah. All right, let's have a look at
when
that.
you compare to 2017,
Sure.
December. There's a lot of countries where Bitcoin is at all-time high.
Really,
right
that's
wow,
really interesting.
I'm sure that.
Can you give us an example, maybe, if you remember, like one of the currencies?
Oh, sure, like Venezuela. I guess Venezuela for sure.
Definitely that
Maybe
one.
I'm not sure if it's right now all-time high, but it was all-time high. It's surely higher than in December 2017.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think BitMEX it made like a year high before anything else, before the dollar. Let's see if we can.
Oh, it had a ridiculous spike.
I think also Turkish lira, I guess.
the lira. What's
Yeah.
the thing for that? Anyway,
Is
some
that
currencies are just
Italian lira?
TRY. Yeah, TRY.
Or is that
TRY.
I think so.
I don't think.
Is that Italy or is that Turkey? The lira.
Turkey.
Turkey. Okay.
TRY. Okay.
TRY.
DC,
Yeah.
TRY. Okay. Yeah, there we go. We got an all-time high on the Turkish
All right.
lira. I'm just gonna show it over
There we
here.
go.
That's wild.
And it's not a third world country. It's Europe. Like.
That's pretty bullish.
It's not the only one, but yeah.
Right.
Iran as well. Like
Very
Iran.
Well, do you have are you full-time employed somewhere else and have the dream to become a entrepreneur? Is that, am I reading you correctly on that, Jan?
Yeah, so I'm a Bitcoiner, so like there was a time I started to look for some new ideas. I didn't really have to work, but right now I'm involved in some fintech as well, except my project. But it's usually because, but it's mainly because it's really interesting. I'm a UX designer, and it seems like probably the most interesting design I'm doing. I ever did right now. So I'm working with a very talented guy there. So I'm doing that. But yeah, I want to move to just my stuff. So I guess
Well, I'd like to boost you. I want you. I love to help fellow entrepreneurs. The way I teach Bitcoin, there's only two kinds of entrepreneurs. There's those of us who have Bitcoin and those of us who don't. And that's where the future is going to be those that don't, when they start realizing, wow, I don't know if you had a chance yet to watch that interview that Pomp did with who's it, Michael? What? Oh,
the MicroStrategy guy.
Yeah, Michael Saylor. Yeah.
Yeah. They did what you can do with Delta Badger. They did this micro dollar cost averaging, right?
Over
very small transactions.
People don't understand that it's
not easy to buy that amount.
No, when you become a large trader, it's a whole different ballgame. You don't understand that the small trader really has an advantage in a lot of ways. Over the large trader, you can't make a big move like that, and they did it very well.
It's blown away. It's like 80,000 on-chain, like exchange transactions over 74 hours.
Yeah, and when you're buying weeks, like for example, like there is no liquidity for a bigger trade sometimes. You can easily do a small one, but if you want to open like
and you just don't want to be too big
$1 million position.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a big swinger on BitMEX, if I got blown out, boy, that was sometimes painful. And I wasn't managing my money as well as I should have. And then, this last year we had, a large hedge fund. They had too big a position on, and they blew out right down there at the bottom. And so it, a lot of large traders and people just, they think a whale's always a whale. Now, a lot of these whales turn into minnows, and it's just surprising how many do. And it takes somebody like Michael Saylor. He knows his money management, and he knows how to sit on a position. I found that whole thing so fascinating because he talked about, he bought a bunch of domain names with just one word, like that it was voice.com, and sat on it. He sold it to some shit corner for 30 million and bought Bitcoin with it. I go,
oh my God, it was just a domain.
That's just an amazing story. And that's why Bitcoin dominance is coming, guys. It's coming. Because the stupidity is rising to the surface. It just is.
I thought it was it was just a domain for $30 million.
$30 million for the domain voice.com. And now these guys are starting something like Steemit. They think they're going to compete with Medium and Twitter and all that.
That's a high price for a domain name, man.
Oh, it just completely.
Oh
that's
what a waste.
You see, they have no common sense because they're creating free money. When you have free money, you spend it freely. You're just throwing shit at the walls to see if it sticks, rather than making wise financial decisions. So, my whole thing is part of, now your business, you actually built on Bitcoin, but other entrepreneurs, you don't need to be a developer of Bitcoin. You don't need to be really great at IT or anything. You might just have a car wash. You know, you might have a restaurant. It doesn't matter what businesses you have. Just become the very best at what you do, and
just accept Bitcoin
and accept Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And start thinking in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it will
You
take
don't pay you don't pay the spread, and you just keep it, and it multiplies your income.
Yeah, and your wealth actually goes up over time.
Yes,
you know,
this is
your purchasing power actually goes up over time. Imagine that world where you're saving more efficient.
Just right now, if you want to buy Bitcoin, you have this friction, like when money moves from fiat to Bitcoin. And when you have this friction working for you, like in the other way, so it's like really, it's just a bit of a friction when you need to buy fiat. And this alone, I believe it's very powerful. That by default, you're on Bitcoin.
I think you kind of tweeted to me your thing. As soon as I saw it, I said, "Oh, I got to have this guy on my show," because you really did solve a problem for a lot of people. I mean, it's a perfect teaching mechanism.
I hope so.
And I assume that you read my article, my flagship article long ago, because I mean,
I've read many of your articles, but probably not this one. So I will definitely.
Well, it launched me for what I mean, that was the one that I know everybody picked up on it and say, wow, it's amazing what dollar cost averaging does. And it is very, very powerful, guys. And it's, you know, if we're fundamentally correct on Bitcoin, and we might be wrong, you know, but I'm not betting that way. You take a lot bigger risk not having Bitcoin than having it. So
that's what I think as well.
Awesome. Well, thanks for coming on the show, Jan. I really appreciate it. Is Jan kind of like the European version of Juan? Jan?
Yeah, it's like Juan, but in Polish you read it Jan, just Jan.
In Colombian, we call that a tocayo. That is mi tocayo. Tocayo means like we share the same names. It's like there's like a
yes. It's a Christian name, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right, thanks for having me.
We are starting referral links of our own, so we'll definitely. I didn't complete the whole registration process because I didn't really want. I want you to get full. I don't want anybody signing up under me. I just want to promote you right now. But and I think I'm glad you put that referral code on because it will help really build your business. And
I will let you know when BitMEX will be live. So.
All right, cool. We'll have you on again when you do that. That'll be fun. That'll be like almost having your own BitMEX bot.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Amazing.
Thanks for coming on. I hope it really goes well for you. Wish the most success, and so you're supporting this thing. This is what Victor has found out building this equity app. He just keeps putting more and more and more features into it. So check one of our old videos on the website.
If you do a little search, you should be able to find it. Yeah,
you'll find it on there where he goes through, and he just put on one feature after another.
Yeah.
Okay, surely will.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's very interesting.
You two, I'll probably get together because he's a programmer.
Thanks for having me. It was great. Maybe we can do this in the future.
Yeah, keep us posted.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of other guys. I want to be the first one to interview you. I think you're going to get interviewed by a whole lot more people once they see this, because I think the Bitcoin community is going to lend you a lot of support.
Yeah, for sure.
So I know you got my support, and anything I can do to boost educating people dollar cost average.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
thanks everybody for tuning in. Sign up for this under this guy and get that app, and it'll help you automatically dollar cost average.
Yeah, it's a great way to accumulate and manage your risk getting in, and I mean the whole thing. And read the article by Ugly as well. It's got
3 different exchanges
really good stuff.
you can do it on. Binance, Kraken, what's the other one?
BitBuy.
BitBuy. Yeah, and share the link. Share this video with your friends, with your family, whoever's kind of curious about Bitcoin. It's a great way to
sign up, and
spread
then
the word.
you can share this link and put your
Yeah.
referral code on it.
Yeah.
So anybody that signs up, you get a little. It's not much, but it all adds up, guys.
For sure.
And you get paid in Bitcoin. And I don't know how you're going to do it. I found out I kind of use the BitMEX model. People, if they want to withdraw their referral, we just do it once a month. I'm not going to do it every day, and but
yeah. Eventually, you can do Lightning and do
so
or small transactions. Yeah,
and I actually foresee this eventually turning into an off-chain kind of way to do, because more and more businesses that have their own referral codes, people that have credits with me can also, let's say, use my credits to purchase your stuff, and you don't even need to be on the blockchain anymore. I see that's what's going to. There's basically Bitcoin is going to develop trusted third parties. In other words, it's because it's a standard, and it's gonna build the integrity of everybody.
The thing about that is that the thing that we need to get really good is about trust minimization and trust minimized services. Because I don't think you can grow without some trust. That's the nature of society. Like you kind of have to make calculated bets and build reputations, and that is society, is reputations and confidence and bets on other people. But yeah, I don't know about entirely like that.
We'll
see where it goes. It's a conversation we have on a regular basis.
We have a regular basis. I distinguish two things. I said there's Bitcoin, and then there's the Bitcoin standard.
Yeah.
And the Bitcoin standard is not necessarily Bitcoin. It can be a Bitcoin credit. It's just things are, when people were on the gold standard, most people did not own gold. And yet everybody was on the gold standard.
But they were using silver, and it was
no, silver was just the coinage, and it was
right.
The silver.
So it wasn't.
It had a face value of dollars, which was gold. So that was seigniorage, which was a legitimate income for governments. Governments, that's the king's prerogative. That's why they call it seigniorage, and it's a legitimate service. They don't have to tax people because they're providing sound money. And yes, the coinage is something that's useful for small transactions.
So the silver coins they were using were not. They didn't have the spot value of silver at the time. They had the spot.
They had silver in it, but the silver did not have the same value as the gold.
Got it.
In other words, you could turn your silver dollars into gold if you wanted to, but nobody did because.
Yeah,
doesn't scale. It was already accepted as being the same as gold.
Yeah.
And that's what the function of seigniorage is, and providing is for smaller transactions.
Well, in Bitcoin we have the Lightning Network. I mean, that's going to be the way to scale that stuff.
I mean, basically, if you're
transactions,
if you're going to be cash, you're not going to be the standard. Okay, the standard gold was never the standard, except for a short time during the California gold rush when there was lots of gold around and nothing else. So gold was never circulated hardly at all. You never saw gold coins in circulation. You saw lots of silver coins circulating. That's what Gresham's law. So
right.
All righty. Well, thanks for tuning in. Sign up on Jan's little.
Well,
what we call
the
it,
website.
Cheesy Delta Badger dollar cost averaging tool. I prefer the name tool.
Yeah, let's go with
But I don't think it's too cheesy. I think he's going to develop into something.
DeltaBadger.com. Check that out. DeltaBadger.com and Jan is on.
I will put the link into comments.
Yeah, we got it on the about section. DeltaBadger.com, and your Twitter is @KLOS. So you can check it out there.
My short Twitter handle.
Yeah, it's great.
In the past.
It's a great Twitter handle. Yeah, it's very short. All right. Thanks, everybody, and see you on the next one.
Bye-bye, guys.